It wasn't even close at DKR on Saturday. The Texas Longhorns blew out Florida 49-17 before 103,000 fans at the home stadium. The number 5 Horns improved to 8-1 overall, 4-1 in the SEC. That CFP ranking is going to go up because number 2 Georgia lost at Ole Miss. I called that one. You're welcome. And number 4 Miami lost to Georgia Tech. I didn't call that one. No one did. As a result, the Horns are only one of 2 one-loss teams in the SEC. The Texas A&M Aggies, who are off, they're the other. Conference-wise, the Aggies in Tennessee sit in first place at 5-1, a percentage points ahead of the Texas Longhorns, who are 4-1. Big props to quarterback Quinn Ewers and the offensive line, which had been under fire these last 2 weeks. Quinn completed 19 of 27 passes for 333 yards, 2 touchdowns to Matthew Golden, 5 overall. The 5 TD passes are 1 off the record, held by Colt McCoy and Casey Thompson. Had DeAndre Moore been able to hold on to a second quarter perfectly thrown pass from Quinn, he would have had 6. Steve Sarkisian said he's not chasing records, he's just glad to get the dub. The line played really well. It had yielded 11 sacks over the last 2 games, but only gave up a single sack, and that was on the first drive of this one. One-way traffic from there. That number 1 defense in America played up to its ranking. They gave up some chunk plays in the run game, but Florida quarterback Aiden Warner, a former walk-on at Yale who threw his first pass last week against Georgia, was under fire the whole day. That defensive line, anchored by Alfred Collins, starting in place of Vernon Broughton, who was sitting the first half because of a targeting suspension against Vanderbilt, played great. Trey Moore got his second fumble recovery and notched his first sack as a Longhorn. Texas forced 3 turnovers, converting each one into a touchdown. That's winning football, friends. When you can take mistakes and make the opponent pay with touchdowns, you're going to win every time. Sark called it the most complete game of the year, and who am I to argue? They were very good in every phase. Up next, a trip to Arkansas, where the seniors on this team still remember that 40-21 beatdown in Fayetteville they suffered back in 2021. They are grown men now, much better football team, and the Sarkisian culture is running strong, and the Horns are a double-digit favorite to win that game. Road games are never easy in the SEC. Just ask the Georgia Bulldogs. With games remaining against Arkansas on the road, Kentucky at the house, and A&M on the road, the Horns are right where they had hoped to be after 9 games. They're 8-1. They are 4-1 in conference. They are in great shape. If they can take care of business over these next 3 weeks or these next 2 weeks, the A&M game could be an eliminator for the SEC title game. Very well be. But I think if Texas beats Arkansas and Kentucky, they will make the CFP even if they lose to A&M. A team that's 10-2 in the SEC is going to make the CFP. So important to avoid that second loss against Florida. In this 12-team format, a Power 4 team with 3 overall losses isn't going to make it, most likely. So Texas is in really, really good position. They're going to be favored over these next 3 games, and I think they're the odds-on favorite to make it to the SEC title game in Atlanta next month. Once again, the Horns take it 49-17. Check out hook'em.com, where Danny Davis, Thomas Jones, and David Eckert have Longhorn content on lock. We appreciate you watching, and it's officially Arkansas weekend, Austin. It's going to be fun.